Hello, and welcome back to my stream. I'm here for it. This is my attempt at a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Emerald. Pokemon Null. Pokemon Null. Let's try that again. Hey, welcome back to the stream. This is, let's try that again. Welcome today. Let's try that one more time. It's the last time, I swear. Welcome to the stream. I'm here for it. We're hardcore Nuzlocking Pokemon Null. Brand new difficulty hack of Pokemon Emerald. The developer's own description. Pokemon Null is a heavily modified ROM hack of Pokemon Emerald built from the ground up for the Nuzlocke experience. Every trainer has been handcrafted, every route rebalanced, and the Pokédex expanded to include Pokemon from generations 1 through 9, including brand new Mega Evolutions. Expect no mercy. If you haven't been keeping track of this at all, if this is your first time joining me, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. We're taking on Brawly's gym today. We've got every encounter available to us, almost. There's one I'm delaying that will not help here. It's all rock Pokemon, so not really relevant. But we're taking on Brawly's gym. And Roxanne's gym was relatively safe for us. There were moments in certain fights that were certainly, you know, not without risk, and it wasn't like I had totally riskless lines into every single fight. But Brawly's gym is way more luck dependent for me than Roxanne's gym was overall. Real quick, I'm just gonna do a little aesthetic thing. There we go. It just looks a little cleaner that way. Alright. So I've been looking at the teams in front of us. There are 4 trainer battles before Brawly, and they each get progressively harder. Certainly, and I've been looking at the calculator and trying my best to come up with good plans and good lines for everything we've got ahead of us. And like I said, this is not a riskless situation. We've got challenges to overcome today, and we've got to hope Arceus blesses this run. This first fight, however, is not one of those risky fights. This first fight could not be more free. It is completely free. Literally, I'll show you how free it is. It is a riskless fight if there's ever been one. That's it. Crobat and Swampert. Crobat and Swampert. Jamie, Fox, and Christian Bale. These are the only team members I need to defeat this first gym leader. Here we go. This will be no held items even. 100% kill rate here. Dual Wing Beat always kills Hitmonlee. They don't have a single priority move or anything to do to get around that, short of switching out, which isn't gonna happen. Now this guy, what do you think Togedemaru wants to do to my Crobat? I'm gonna guess a Nuzzle or a Zing Zap. That would be my guess. Nuzzle it is. Now he's got 2 moves he can hit us with. One is Iron Head, and the other is U-Turn. And according to the calculator that I have available to me, he should be hitting U-Turn 100% of the time. Literally every time. That being the case, the fun money, the good fun money is on switching right here. Because we just have to live 1 Mach Punch from Breloom if we switch in on it. But if we switch in now and they switch, we're anticipating the switch. I feel really confident that this calculator is telling me the truth. Very rarely do I see it not be accurate. Yeah, There we go. Perfect. U-turn happens. Breloom comes out. And he gets in his little Mach Punch. And we take him out with a 4-time super effective Dual Wing Beat. Predictable, free, and easy. Good stuff. And now we take out the hopeless Togedemaru with our goated Swampert, Christian Bale. U-turn crit. Look, it crit right there, just to show you how riskless this fight is. Bulldoze, always one-shots. And we are through the first trainer. The rest of these fights will not be quite as free. Go ahead and heal up and switch some stuff around. Get a full team in here. Now, this next fight starts with a pretty dangerous Hitmonchan. But after looking into all the possibilities, I have found what appears to be the an unbeatable lead, essentially. We've got Steve Carell the Barraskewda to start things off. We'll certainly keep Crobat in the party. The way Barraskewda is safe here is that we always outspeed at first with Psychic Fangs. And even if this guy chose to hit Mach Punch, we never die to crit. We never die to crit from any of their moves. So if they don't hit Mach Punch, we don't die to crit. If they do hit Mach Punch, we don't die to crit. And then, on the second turn, what's to keep us from dying to Mach Punch on the second turn? We have Aqua Jet, and we're faster, so we will always outspeed. Crobat here is a great answer into Sneasel. We aren't quite as fast as Sneasel, but Sneasel will always try to hit Rock Slide on us. We cannot flinch, and a Dual Wing Beat usually one-shots. If it doesn't, we can, cross that bridge when we come to it. The other thing, yeah, we've got Dedenne here. Easy answer, Nidoqueen. And then the kind of somewhat riskier guy here is Sock. But between Granbull and Quillfish Intimidate pivoting, in addition to Battle Armor, Fake Out Nicole Kidman, we can pretty safely get around whatever risks we have coming our way. So Hitmonchan solved. Barraskewda will take care of that. Barraskewda will always bait in, should always bait in Dedenne. There's a chance, I guess it could be any of them, but ultimately, like I said, between Quillfish and Granbull at full health, we can always do some Intimidate pivoting until we've got Crobat in the right position to take them out. And also, like I said, Nidoqueen is a totally... Once Dedenne is actually on the field, Nidoqueen just shits all over it. There's really just absolutely nothing Nidoqueen can do to get around it. I mean, that Dedenne can do to get around Nidoqueen. One Poison Jab always kills. So, to be on the safe side of things, I think the one Pokemon that we might want to hook up with a little extra HP would be Uma Thurman and Tina Fey here, our Intimidate users. But, and, just for the overabundance of caution, the one thing that could throw a wrench in the works is if, for some ungodly reason, Hitmonchan chose to use Ice Punch and we got frozen. But I don't see that happening. But without further ado, let's slow it down. We could get lucky. We could even flinch or crit. Obviously, that's always an option with Psychic Fangs here. Okay, so we get this first Mach Punch. It can do a pretty decent chunk of damage, as you see. It never kills with crit. But Aqua Jet always cleans it up. There's nothing you can do about it. Perfect. I love Barraskewda's back sprite and this little evil mustache thing it looks like he's got going on. Very, very Steve Carell, a little bit. Now, what Sock wants to press against Barraskewda is kind of up in the air. Yeah, according to the calculator, it could truly be any move. It's the least likely move is probably counter, which is too bad because that would certainly be kind of the safest switch for us. But the Pokemon that comes in on this the easiest and the most reliably is Quillfish. And we can get our first Intimidate up. So we've got Harry the Sock. I didn't notice it had a nickname. That's funny. That's not in the calcs or anything. That's really strange. So we got Harry the Sock at -1 now. Now it wants to hit Stone Edge again. This time we can reliably say that Sock is always going for Stone Edge here. So one thing we want to do to this Sock is we want to break their Sturdy. So Fake Out gives us that opportunity. Counter is not what I saw coming, but it's a safer switch than Stone Edge, so I'm not going to complain. Brick Break is certainly the next move we're going to see here. So I would say we're not quite in range to take it out with Crobat yet. That's 73% is the low roll for dual wing beat. So we want to get Sock into that range before we try to bring them in. Uma Thurman can come in and hit this Intimidate. Will likely be met with a Brick Break. If we're lucky, a counter. Counter, safe switch. Awesome. Now, they should always hit Stone Edge. It's the only thing that Uma Thurman doesn't resist. So, Nicole Kidman is safe to come in again. We have Battle Armor, so we don't have to worry about crits on Berserker, even if... Yeah, I mean, that does nothing. So, after this Fake Out, I'd say we are definitely in range there to kill with Jamie Foxx. Now, Crobat can come in here because he's not going to hit Stone Edge on Berserker again. Counter is perfect, and then we just clean it up with dual wing beat here. This should bait in Deadening, would be my guess. But I suppose Sneasel has Rock Slide, so it could be Sneasel. Okay, it's Sneasel. In this case, we are always safe to crit, if I'm not mistaken, and it should always be Rock Slide. Yeah, it's always Rock Slide. We are always safe to crit, and dual wing beat almost always, well, it kills a lot more often than it doesn't kill, and we can't flinch because of our ability Inner Focus. So dual wing beat, we can't flinch. 1, 2, boom. Ooh, and a crit just for safe measure. Alright, and now all they have left is Deadening. And Deadening is hopeless into Nidoqueen. Even if they choose to use their Stuffed Cheeks, it really just delays the inevitable. Grass Knot crit does barely anything. Poison Jab does well over 100% every time. Alright, that's battle 2. Let's heal up again. Now, this third battle is a lot more kind of luck dependent. The real scary thing, as I see it, is this lead Passimian. It's just got a really kind of cracked defense stat. And that being the case, not just any Pokemon can come in on this, because it also has a really good attack stat as well, obviously. The closest thing I can see to a consistent lead is Crobat. Unfortunately, Crobat doesn't bait a specific move. There's an equal low roll, high roll between Circle Throw and Power Trip. U-Turn is the least damaging move. I feel like it's the least likely to click U-Turn. If it did click U-Turn, that wouldn't really be that big of a deal. We outspeed, we'll always get our first dual Wing Beat chip, and dual Wing Beat is a guaranteed 2-shot into Passimian. So if they don't use Circle Throw, we're safe to take it out with a second dual Wing Beat. The scary thing that this thing can do is it has Defiant. Defiant raises your attack. Let me double check. I think it raises it by 2 stages to get when you're intimidated. Defiant goes off. Basically, anytime somebody tries to lower your stat, Defiant raises your attack. I want to look up. Right now, I'm looking up the actual amount of increase that it does. So, yes, if it is intimidated, if it loses any, if any of its stats are lowered, its attack goes up twice. But that's after an intimidate, so its attack would just be a +1. So that's not the most threatening thing ever in the world. For most instances, if Defiant does go off, we can just switch Crobat back in, and even on a crit of some kind, we're not really risking that much. Highest roll crit from Power Trip is 36%. One of our Intimidate users rather is Quillfish. And I do want to bring Quillfish to this fight, even though we risk that. Quillfish always baits Earthquake, which would give us a safe switch back into Crobat, and we should be able to take the KO from there. The only thing that's kind of scary is that that kind of adds an extra layer of fear to it and to the calcs is that the Passimian is also holding an Adrenaline Orb, so if it does get hit with Intimidate, then it's also getting faster in addition to the attack boost. So it would then outspeed our Crobat, but again, max roll crit onto our Crobat is 36, so we can always survive 2. We can switch in on 1 if that's what happens. We can survive a second one. We can get our second dual Wing Beat off, because we always get the first one off at the lead of the fight. Mimikyu is also handled pretty well by Crobat. The scary thing Mimikyu can do is Destiny Bond, but Berserker can always come in and tank whatever it switches in on and get off a taunt to prevent Destiny Bond. I'm thinking that, like, a lot of the Pokemon we have that damage Mimikyu don't see one-hit KOs on them. So, for the most part, I think Destiny Bond really isn't that big of a risk. And I don't think that it would hit Destiny Bond on a Pokemon that's faster than it. So, because that just doesn't make a lot of sense, obviously. So, if we have, like, Crobat is faster, Crobat should be able to do quite a bit of damage to this Mimikyu here. And if it gets tricky, like I said, we can switch in, we can taunt the Destiny Bond out, and then we can probably chip away at it with Nidoqueen, was my thinking. Toxicroak is maybe the scariest thing, but it's pretty easy to, I think, pivot between Quillfish and Granbull to bait out like poison jabs and whatnot. Get those intimidates in, and then like a Scorching Sands from Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen, like, we should probably try to keep safe from Mimikyu for the most part, because a full health Nidoqueen rather should more or less always be able to come in on this Toxicroak and do a huge chunk of damage with Scorching Sands. And between being able to bait things like Sucker Punch, like Nidoqueen almost always Bait Sucker Punch, so that gives us safe switch options. We can switch into Berserker when we have Poison Jab baited from Grand Bull to get off Fake Out damage and kind of make up that extra 30 to 17% that Scorching Sands doesn't do on its own. And then Scrafty here really can't do much to Grand Bull, even with pivoting stuff involved. Max crit on Grand Bull is 39.8% Rock Tomb, and Covet almost always one-shots. Well, there's a 2.6% range where it doesn't, so it's a 97.6% of damage is the lowest roll. And the highest roll is 116.5, and that's without crit. Crit always kills. Non-crit usually kills, and if it doesn't, again, we can do plenty of pivoting between other Pokemon to kind of bring it into that space where we'll clean it up. I think that what I will do, just for the sake of easier calcs, is I'll bring in Alan here, because they can kind of soak up these Intimidates and whatnot. Like, when we get off the Intimidates, the Battle Armor Berserker is safe, the Battle Armor Chestnut is safe. It's kind of just a good backup for, oh, we've pivoted the Toxicroak like 4 times, but now the Pokemon are blah, blah, blah. We can't get crit, so we can always come in on Poison Jab and get off some Commiserate damage. Super Fang, Spiky Shield, you know, it adds up. So I think that this is a good team. I think we're going to go ahead and make sure we have a little... Okay, we still have our berry juices on these two. That's valuable. Berry juice on Alan here. What are you holding? Berry juice as well. I think that's good for now. I want to save our citrus berries for Brawly himself. Now, Crobat, it really doesn't make sense to worry about any healing because I have him doing a very kind of specific task. I think this is as good as we get. We're healed. This is the best plan I have for this team. I feel pretty confident about it. They only have 4 Pokemon to our 6. And like I said, we have 2 Intimidate users, 2 Battle Armors. So I feel like even in worst case scenarios, we can mitigate this. Let's go. I'm really hoping not to see Circle Throw. It wouldn't be the end of the world. It would just be a lot cleaner if it hit Power Trip instead. Like I said, this is always a 2-shot. Okay, Circle Throw. Hopefully it's not an Intimidate user. That would really be trickier. Okay, and it is. Well, I think that even with the speed raise, Crobat can always live 2 crits, like I said. So, Uma Thurman here, I think the advantage of it being this... Yeah, it's the same thing with Quillfish. She resists all 3 of his other moves, so she should always bait Earthquake, which, again, should give us the safe switch into Crobat. Even if it is an Earthquake, Crobat can live anything else, like I said. And we'll get outsped this time, but again, we can always live a Power Trip, and Dual Wing Beat always takes the kill. So, could have been cleaner, but we're no worse for wear. Okay. Mimikyu, this actually is kind of ideal, I think. Like I said, Crobat outspeeds Mimikyu, and the most they can do to us is a Play Rough crit of 30.8%. At 78 health, we are at 59%. So, safe to anything but 2 of the highest roll Play Rough crits for a little while. Dual Wing Beat, meanwhile, is a guaranteed 3-hit KO. So I think we are good to break this disguise. And hit a few dual wing beats. Okay, play rough. Hopefully it doesn't crit because it makes it... Okay. 53 is... Yeah, 40%, so we're still always safe to any crit. So we go for dual wing beat again. And another play rough. Okay, it crits that time. So now we're almost certainly in range of... Yeah, Shadow Sneak always kills. So we have to get out of here. They don't have Pursuit or anything, luckily. Nothing else on our team outspeeds. So now the situation we find ourselves in is we need to taunt Destiny Bond, or else we're at risk of losing a Pokemon. So we taunt Destiny Bond here. We should be able to tank Shadow Sneak pretty easy. And we're still always safe from a Drain Punch. Drain Punch is a max roll of 49.5. It's almost certainly going to push Drain Punch. It's almost certainly going to click Drain Punch. But we need to hit, you know. So in theory, we could try to take the KO with Metal Claw right now, but if it hits Destiny Bond, we lose Berserker, and that I just can't risk that. So we're going to do the taunt play. Okay, this is actually really good. This means we can actually stay in and hit this Metal Claw. Max recovered HP is 25.8%. Low roll Metal Claw is 56.8%. I would say at most they have 25% HP, so 50.8. Yeah, we should always kill with the Metal Claw. Let's see, though. Does this really affect our other lines too much? I mean, the only time I was planning on switching this in on anyone else was to switch it in to Toxicroak when we had reliable poison jabs coming through. So I think we can afford to take the damage, and we should go for the KO with Metal Claw. So like I said, we can't get crit. Drain Punch can never heal enough, I don't think, to save Mimikyu from this Metal Claw. Let's go. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We got about 50% of our HP. That's good. I was kind of hoping to listen to just like regular Pokemon music today. Let's see if we can't get Gen 3 battle music loop. Yeah, this goes on for a while. Okay, this is more accurate to my mood. Okay. Toxicroak is in. We're at 50% HP. We should always be baiting Cross Chop. Cross Chop kills 100% of the time. It's a fast kill. So I don't think we should be risking a Swords Dance on the switch. But we will just have to see. I think our best switch right now would be to bring in Uma Thurman and try to bait a Poison Jab. Uma Thurman's pretty safe to most of these rolls. Poison Jab is the one thing that could be a problem, but there's no chance Toxicroak ever pushes Poison Jab onto Berserker. So, of course, we get crit right away. Love to see it. That's spooky. This should always bait Poison Jab. Again, it's a fast kill. At -1 attack now. Part of me is thinking we switch in Berserker. But I think actually it's Quillfish time. We send in Quillfish to get off a second Intimidate. We're now at -2. 2 crits in a row is kind of incredibly frustrating. It's not a huge risky position to be in or anything, but it is frustrating. This should never be a poison move. So I think that it looks like it wants to hit Sucker Punch most of the time. Let's see what these crits look like if I do stay in, right? It looks like it wants to hit Sucker Punch. We are at 84 out of 127. That's 66%. We're safe to every crit. The highest of which would be Sucker Punch, which we're not going to activate. Because I'm not going to go for Aqua Tail, which it's immune to, or Barb Barrage. I want to hit Screech. And once I've hit Screech, Chestnut can always kill with 2 Seed Bombs. Poison Jab, max roll is 32.4 times 2, 64.8 times 3, 97.2. Now, if we get poisoned, that could be a problem. That's something I maybe should have foreseen. But short of getting poisoned, a Screech, 1 Screech, should set us up for success here. So let's try that now. Don't like seeing that. That is so unideal. That definitely affects things. We want to keep Uma Thurman safe. So it's back to neutral. It's never hitting Poison Jab. We know that much. I think... Nidoqueen, what do you do here? I mean, Scorching Sands does some pretty good damage. I think we try it. I think we try to get a Scorching Sands in. It looks like Nidoqueen... God, that is not what we want to see. It looks like Nidoqueen almost exclusively baits in Sucker Punch, max, crit, high roll, even at +2 here is 94.5. I think we go for this Scorching Sands. Even with the Dark Gem. Dark Gem's in the calc. Okay. We're at 40% of our health. If this is to be believed, let's get the Dark Gem off of here, see if that affects things. Okay. It looks like Toxicroak should be trying to hit Cross Chop. If we send in Quillfish, get off 1 Intimidate, we are almost always safe to crit. Actually, if it's trying to hit Cross Chop, we can send in Chestnut now. We can send in Chestnut now. And not risk the crit or anything. He sees Fast Kill on Nidoqueen. He should never... Oh, okay. No, we cannot switch Chestnut in. Damn. Damn. Well, I think we've got to try to pivot through Quillfish. God, this is a scary situation. So he's at +1 now. Okay. Very lucky that didn't crit. Berry Juice. Let's see what this baits out now. At +1. Quillfish with 56% HP is at 44% of his health. Any crit kills. But it looks like he wants to go for Cross Chop again. Now, Grand Bowl, we need to keep Grand Bowl healthy enough to come in on Scrafty. At 54%, a Cross Chop crit should never kill, but it leaves us really unsafe. I think that I think that the play here is in fact Chestnut. He should never be clicking Poison Jab here. He should be clicking... Oh, that's even better. That's even better. Now this should almost certainly bait Poison Jab. I'm going to check. Is that +1? Okay. Well... We're actually safe to Poison Jab. Max roll. 90.5. Poison chip. How much? Pokemon. Yeah, what am I saying? Basic poison is 10 damage between turns. No, that's the trading card game. Shut up. A poison Pokemon will take equal to 1/8 of its maximum HP each turn. So we're not safe if we get poisoned. And they high roll. So it would have to be a really unlucky roll, but it's very much so possible. The likelihood that we bait Poison Jab seems incredibly likely, though. I guess I'm a little scared of Cross Chop, and I'm also a little scared of Setup, frankly. It shouldn't hit Sucker Punch. I don't think it wants to hit... Well, if it does hit Sword Stance, let's put it this way. Then it would always see the kill with Poison Jab. So if we Spiky Shield twice in a row... The calculator is telling me it wants to hit Poison Jab. I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to hit Spiky Shield. Yes! Okay. Now, Nicole Kidman should be safe to come in. Yes! Yes. Fake Out should take the KO. Woo! Huge relief. That was touch and go. That was about as touch and go as it gets. Now, this is a little scary as well. We're not in the safest position we could be in. Berserker should be baiting Power Up Punch. possibly Crunch, but the calculator's telling me it wants to hit Power Up Punch. Because... So, that being the case, we're actually always safe. We're always safe. And then... But if it hits Power Up Punch, then it's a +1. But then if we send in Granbull, it's back to neutral. So Granbull... Let's double check Granbull's HP. Granbull is slower. That's unfortunate. Granbull's at 74 out of 138. That's a little more than 50, 54%. Okay, we come in on a Power Punch. If it crits, it's 19.5%. Rock Tomb crit would be the next move. 39.8%. 40.3, 59.3. So, if we come in on not a Power Up Punch crit... Oh, well, that's... Damn, okay, well, that is actually strangely risky. But... we could do this. Let's do... Actually, Chestnut's in very good health. In perfect health, actually. And can't get crit and 2 shots with Brick Break. Let's stop overthinking things. And send in Alan Alda. Power Up Punch. Not a concern. We always Brick Break. And we outspeed a little. That's great. It's nice to have a relatively fast Chestnut. I say right before we become slower. But hey, now the only thing this thing could really do is hit Rest. In which case, if it's not stacking a Power-Up Punches, there's really no risk to just stay in and keep hitting Brick Breaks. He does have Shed Skin. Yeah, that's what I figured we would see. Leftovers. I mean, but like I said, it can keep hitting Rest. Eventually, the Shed Skin's not going to activate. Unless this thing started hitting Power-Up Punch over and over again. Even if it did. This is a foregone conclusion. Thankfully. God, that's obnoxious. It's just going to keep healing itself from sleep. Alright. Whew, we win. Now, that was not free. That took some luck and some good calls. This next fight is even less free. This next fight is genuinely pretty scary. Brawly's the least free of them all. The one surefire, always kills, always safe play that I have figured out into this Poliwrath lead is unfortunately Aspear Berry Chestnut. Now, why that is truly unfortunate is because the Morpeko that's on this team is also quite threatening, and one of the only things that I have figured out that seems to counter it effectively is also Chestnut. So this guy has these 2 Pokemon that are really weirdly threatening to our team, and Chestnut's the only thing that I can see that really takes care of either of them. So it's a strange situation. The scary thing here is Chestnut can always one-shot the Morpeko with a Brick Break. But if it uses Obstruct and drops our defense, then we're almost certainly in range of being killed after whatever damage Poliwrath does to us. Poliwrath max roll 63.5. And yeah, more Pico max Aura Wheel with our defense dropped is 37.8, so that's enough for the kill. And that's assuming we also have to switch in on a move. We're almost certainly not going to be switching in on an Obstruct. So it is far from the safest line. This Morpeko is really weirdly threatening, and the wrong moves could really land us in some trouble. Now, the risky thing to do that would make Morpeko a little more manageable, certainly, is if we put like a Citrus Berry on Chestnut instead of the Aspire Berry. But Poliwrath is going to hit us with a Blizzard. There's no way he misses 2 Blizzards. He's going to hit us with a Blizzard. And if we get frozen, that's it. I mean, that's the match. We really don't have any other great solutions to Poliwrath. There's also some other really threatening Pokemon. One is the Medicham. We don't have a clear-cut answer to this Medicham. Far from it. Part of me has considered bringing Crawdaunt to soak up Psycho Cuts and to pivot with Quillfish for the Brick Break, Intimidate, Psycho Cut kind of ballet. But even Brick Breaks hit hard onto Quillfish. And a crit is Mineral 39, Max Roll 46. It's not free. There's a lot of luck involved in this next fight. Lopunny's pretty threatening, but it could be a lot worse. Berserker soaks up most of her moves, aside from high jump kick, so we can, as long as we can bait things besides high jump kick, we can usually bring in Berserker to soak up moves, hit Fake Out. So I think we want to stick with our same Intimidate users, Fake Out user, defensive pivot stuff. The question then becomes, are these two the right guys to bring? One thing about the Intimidate pivoting thing is that becomes more complicated in this round is one of the things I feel like I need Quillfish for is Paldean Tauros. It's the Blaze breed Paldean Tauros. It hits like a truck, but Aqua Tail is a guaranteed 2-hit. The thing that's scary is it has a Lychee Berry and it has Endure. So the Lychee Berry increases attack in a pinch, so when it gets down to really low health. So if it hits Endure and we try to knock it out with a 2-hit KO, Aqua Tail, then its attack is going to go up. It's faster than us. And it has the ability Cudchew, which means it's going to eat its berry a second time. And its attack's going to go up again on the next turn. But what I've played with is to get around Endure, we set up Toxic. Now, we still have to dodge crits. But even with crits, we can switch in on just about anything. We can hit the Toxic no matter what. There's nothing that can two-shot us, even with the highest roll crit on Quillfish. And then if he has Toxic on him, and he's been intimidated once, we'll start doing different things. We can start the kind of pivot game. Let's see how Nidoqueen holds up okay. She can't handle 2 Raging Bolt crits, but the chance of 2 Raging Bolt crits seems relatively low. I don't know. How does Swampert look into this? That's even less risky. Low kick crit does the most. And we should be able to... This is all to say we're not able to get Aqua Tails off. This is like if there's nothing but crits going on. And then, yeah. This Lopunny's kind of scary. Now, Crobat is kind of interesting in this fight. Because if we can get Crobat in on the right move, obviously she's really vulnerable to Psycho Cuts. he's really vulnerable to Psycho Cuts. But if we can chip Medicham down sufficiently, he should be able to come in on most other moves. Usually we're going to be seeing either Brick Break or Psycho Cut. The things that we're pivoting, Psycho Cut is super effective into Tina Fey, into Alan Alda. It's neutral into Uma Thurman and does way more damage than a Rock Slide ever would. I don't know. This is a scary fight. Truly, truly. Lopunny is weirdly just like not all that threatening with the right pivots. And I mean, Chestnut messes it up if it gets the opportunity to. Even Granbull can do decent damage into it with Covet. I think that this is a fight that it makes more sense to bring Swampert to than Nidoqueen. Although it makes me really uncomfortable. Having said that, I think this is going to be a Citrus Berry fight. I think particularly I want our Intimidate users as healthy as possible, and I want to try to keep Swampert healthy as well. I think we can get away with a Berry Juice on Berserker, because I don't see Berserker being in a position to get as damaged as any of the other Pokemon because they don't have to risk crit. So we're mostly going to be using Berserker to switch in on like maybe Psycho Cuts from Medicham to get some Fake Out Chip, which does not very much damage. It's a max roll 26%. And we're going to be switching it in on Lopunny here and there to Retaliates, Triple Axles, Returns, all of which max rolls are just not that threatening. Fake Out Chip, it should work well, and like I said, we shouldn't need as much healing as a Citrus Berry. Now, as for Crobat, what does a Muscle Band do to our damage roll against Medicham? That is intriguing to me. It certainly gets us closer faster. I think I'll go with that. 81. What's the Fake Out minimum roll? 13. So it still doesn't quite come out to a guarantee. But without it, the minimum roll on Dual Wing Beat is 78.6. Which doesn't get us much further. I think maybe what do we want to do here? I don't know, a little bit I'm looking at Bright Powder as kind of being like the cheeky. I sure wish we had like Sharp Beak or something. A flying move boosting item. I wonder if that would get us there. No, even with Sharp Beak, it doesn't get us there. That's interesting. Yeah, it's cheeky and likely won't affect anything, but I'll put the Bright Powder on Crobat. What can it hurt? Let's make sure everybody's got the right thing. Aspir, Berry Juice, Citrus, 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 Bright Powder. This is This is a scary fight. There's no other way to put it. This is a really scary fight. But sorry, I just got a weird pressure in my ear. Like I was saying, it's a risky fight, but there's no way to get around risk in a game this hard. You can only do the best you can. It's not as risky as it could be. Let's put it that way. Let's go. So what happens is, if I'm not mistaken, we should outspeed on this first one. Yeah, we outspeed. Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb crit always kills. So if we get really, really lucky, we'll crit right now. Poliwrath has a blunder policy. It's always hitting Blizzard here. I guess the calc doesn't feel 100% about that, but nothing else hurts us anywhere near as much. So in any event, our job right now is to hit Seed Bomb. Like, I was thinking about maybe clicking Spiky Shield, but yeah. It misses, so now it's faster than us. So now it's almost certainly going to hit us with a Blizzard. I guess we could get really lucky, but I doubt we will. Yeah. So we always live one Blizzard. This is better than it could be. The worst case scenario would be that he hits the first Blizzard and then hits us with a Jet Punch afterwards. So in this instance, we've only taken 63% damage. Now, we definitely stay in and get the Spiky Shield chip on Lopunny. It has all offensive moves, all offensive contact moves, so we always get that chip. It should always be, yeah, it looks like it always wants to hit Triple Axle. It sees a fast kill with Triple Axle from this range. So we should be safe to bring in Nicole Kidman. Yep. Ooh, and it misses. Even better. We get our Fake Out. There's going to be a lot of pivoting in these fights like this. And we activate the eject button. That's right. It switches out. More Pico. This little fucker's pretty scary. Pretty scary. An Aura Will, max roll 71.9% into Berserker. Chestnut Brick Break is 100% chance to kill. It looks like it wants to hit Aura Wheel. We have 60 HP left, which means we have 41% of our HP. Shit. What about at -1? At -1... I'm just trying to figure this out. We're at just... At -1, we can always switch in, tank an Aura Will, tank a second Aura Will, kill with Brick Break, as long as we can play around Obstructs. Obstruct is such a pain in the ass. So I guess we want to see who tanks the Aura Wheel the best. It's almost certainly... Damn, that does a lot of damage to Granbull. I think I'm going to go... Maybe Swampert's not a bad idea right now. Because then we can bait Seed Bomb. It'll never use Seed Bomb into Nicole Kidman here. We bait Seed Bomb. That makes Alanalda even safer. We can tank a Seed Bomb and an Aura Wheel every time. We just have to try to play around the chance of obstruct. I think that's a good play. I think this is a good play. Speed Rose, not too worried about that. Life Orb, interesting. Okay. This should always be Seed Bomb. Yeah. Okay. We're always safe to Aura Wheel unless it hits Obstruct. I think if it hits Obstruct, it's not going to hit us. So even if our defense goes down, this is the play. If we can get this thing off the field now, that's what we want to do. Okay, we should always live this. And this should always kill. It's like a wire walking act with the chestnut sometimes, but that's why battle armor is so good. Now this could be anything. So high jump kick's kind of threatening. But we can always get our spiky shield chip, so let's do that. See what it's trying to click. Retaliate, so we save ourselves from the retaliate, which would be stronger. Now again, this could be anything. Berserker can't get crit. It's at full health. Even if this is high jump kick, we'd live it. The calculator is saying that even at this low of health, she should want to hit triple axle, which would be great for us. Let's see what these crits look like on our Intimidate guys. Particularly Grand Bowl. Crits are bad. We do not want to get crit. I think we send in Nicole Kidman. I think that's the path of least resistance. Then we're a little safer to come in because, okay, triple axle. Perfect. This is not threatening in the least. We get another fake out off. And now we're baiting high jump kick, which is a lot better for us. High jump kick, max roll on Grand Bowl. High jump kick crit, max roll on Grand Bowl is 31.8%. If we get really lucky, she misses. Oh, wait a second though. She's always hitting high jump kick from this range. Berserker's in with 102 health. It's always high jump kick. So the big brain move is to send in Jamie Foxx with Bright Powder and go for the miss. Okay, she doesn't miss, but this shouldn't do much. Yeah. Let's take a look at what Jamie Foxx can do from this range. I would say she's just under 50%. I would say it's as high as like 47% of her HP bar there. And she's not Mega, so she's not a fighting type, actually. Yeah, she's just out of range. But she should now always click triple axle, which again makes us safe to send into Nicole Kidman. I mean, look at that. Does nothing. We hit one more fake out. I would say she is now in range of dual wing beat. And again, this should always be high jump kick. It's the only move we don't resist. Berserker doesn't resist. Okay, she connects with high jump kick twice, but no crits. And that's great. And we are... Ooh, I'm so glad I double checked. We are not faster than this thing. That would have been so bad. That would have been terrible. I mean, yeah, that would have been terrible. So we just keep doing this pivot. I mean, Nicole Kidman seems like she's in perfectly good shape to keep doing this. And again, if we can keep pivoting back to Crobat. Wow, I can't believe we don't outspeed. That sucks. That thing's a lot faster than I expected it to be. Also, we have a minus speed nature, of course. And the Bright Powder proves to be useless. But I think she might be in range of... no, this fake out probably doesn't kill. I think we have Berry Juice on Berserker. Yeah, so she'll heal up some of this damage. We're basically right back where we started at the beginning of the turn, so nothing wrong with that. Fake out. Oh, so close. Maybe you could miss with high jump kick one time ever. I put a Bright Powder on my Pokemon. That's so obnoxious. At least we didn't get crit at all. Last pivot. There's 2 Pokemon left. I don't know who we're going to bait between Tauros and Medicham. I'm hoping it's Tauros. Hoping it's Tauros. Okay. In any event, we switch in Quillfish. Raging Bull, don't crit, don't crit. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So we've got Quillfish, we've got Tauros at -1. We've got Quillfish with 84% health. Let's see what all these crits do. Yeah, so we can always afford to get this Toxic off to get around Endure nonsense. Lash Out, crit. God damn it, is that frustrating. We've gotten crit a lot. It's double crit chance in this game from a vanilla game. But just this match alone, we've gotten crit a lot. That is really frustrating. Okay, oh well. We have 84 HP left. Which means we're always safe from another crit. So I would say... if we can get a Screech off, Aqua Tail kills 100% of the time. If it doesn't crit... if it doesn't crit... well, it depends. If it doesn't crit, depending on low roll or high roll, we could be safe from a second crit and stay in and get our last Aqua Tail in. I think the play here actually is probably to switch in Swampert. What does -1 Lash Out look like onto Berserker? 19.8. Get a Fake Out, let it chip a little more. It wants to hit Raging Bull again. Quillfish, get the -2. Oh man. I'm really scared of this Metacham. I'm really afraid of this Metacham. Truly. I think this is smart. We always live. Okay, so Quillfish can always come in on a Raging Bull, which is probably what we're going to see here. Low Kick or Lash Out, we can always tank those two. Then we should be able to, hopefully, if we stay healthy enough, bait. Sorry, my computer just got unplugged. I think this is the play. If we can bait anything but Raging Bull into Crobat, in theory we can maybe bring in Crobat to clean up. So we're at -2 now. Don't crit. Okay, awesome. Awesome. That actually rules. Oh my god! I did not expect it to take him out. That is excellent. Now, I really am low-key regretting not bringing Crawdaunt to take these Psycho Cuts. I really meant to do that. I really meant to do that. This is so not free. It is not even funny how not free this is. But I really think our calcs without getting any Intimidates are going to be... Why? Tell me why every single switch has been a fucking crit. I mean, this is just untenable. God damn it. I really meant to bring Crawdaunt. Do we bait something besides Psycho Cut? It would be really clutch if we did. Okay, we bait Brick Break. I can work with that. Crit Psycho Cut or crit Brick Break always kill from this range. I'm kind of out of safe switches. Non-crit. Max roll 31. Might put us in position. The only way we get out of this deathless is if we don't get crit right now. Get off one hit. Switching Jamie Foxx on another Brick Break. We really got to get lucky right now. Burn. Oh, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Now we just have to hope it sticks with Brick Break. The calculator says it should. If it does, Jamie Foxx lives any crit. Fuck! Oh, no, 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 no. No, dude. Whoa! I thought that was, like, for sure a kill. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God. What a fucking nail-biter. I really thought that was going to end in disaster. I really, truly thought that was going to end in disaster. Wait to clutch the fuck up, Jamie Foxx. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Because, like, literally... Oh my god. That was so fucking scary. As much as we got crit, to dodge 2 crits at the end doesn't feel like that lucky. It feels like regular luck compared to all the other fucking crits we had. Oh, it's big boy time. This fight is scary. Another one that is just simply not free. Here is the best plan. I spent way more time running calcs on this than I did on that last fight, and so that's why that last plan was a little more seam of my fucking pants. I did not have a great answer into that Medicham. Honestly, probably coulda, shoulda, woulda brought Crowd on. But like I said, I ran way more calcs into Brawly. And here's the cook. Here's what we got. Let's bag all our items real quick, actually. Okay. So, he leads Hariyama. Guts Hariyama with a Flame Orb. We're going to lead Berserker to hit Fake Out, get a little chip, and bait close combat. It should always bait close combat, which Crobat can come in on. And at -1, even if he uses Bullet Punch, even if close combat crits, even if Bullet Punch crits, at -1 defense after a close combat, dual wing beat always kills. After Fake Out chip and Flame Orb stuff. So this swaps immediately to this. And we're good to go. Now, I thought this was going to be some big old Intimidate pivoting match. But our Intimidate users are not useful in this fight. One, because Brawly's Pokemon all have really good coverage moves. But then the other element of it is that our Shell Armor Pokemon, which really are the Pokemon that make Intimidate pivoting worth doing, our Shell Armor Pokemon are all super vulnerable into this fight. There's really nothing they bring to the table. Aside from, I thought about putting Chestnut in on Zamazenta, but Body Press is not affected by Intimidate. So it really doesn't add up, and our Brick Breaks aren't really doing much to it. Or are they? What did I decide here? Yeah. So this is the cook. I don't want to second guess myself right now. Nidoqueen. Swampert is coming. Talonflame. And then the wild card is Crawdaunt to take on Doublade. It also baits fighting moves, which can give us interesting pivots into Nidoqueen and Crobat and Talonflame even. There's a lot of scary shit to deal with here. A lot. But the scariest thing, by far, is Zamazenta +1 body presses. They hit like a truck. And he gets a +1 to his to defense every time he comes in. Which is, here's the real cook. We're going to give a red card to Berserker. Here's the thinking. Berserker fakes out in the beginning to get Hariyama down. Crobat comes in, yada yada. Crobat's down to about 50% health after all is said and done against Hariyama. Hariyama's out. It almost certainly draws out Pawmot. Pawmot is the only Pokemon he has that outspeeds Crobat. And it sees the fast kill with Thunder Punch. So then, we bait the Thunder Punch into Nidoqueen. We switch in Nidoqueen, right? Okay, follow me. Nidoqueen can always clean up with Scorching Sands. We're not at risk of crit. This guy's probably going to want to hit Revival Blessing anyway, but even if he Drain Punched crit 3 times in a row, max roll, he would have to get max rolls on 3 crits in a row to prevent us from taking the 2-shot with Scorching Sands. Not something I'm going to plan around. 3 crits in a row. So, we switch in Nidoqueen. Now, Nidoqueen baits. It depends. It could be Hitmontop is the scary thing. Hitmontop is handled pretty well by Swampert. Ultimately, all that to say, Nidoqueen baits Smart Strike from Zamazenta. If we can get... And Swampert baits Trailblaze from Zamazenta. So in either event, if we have one of those two out after Hitmontop, after Pawmot, when they switch in Zamazenta, we can switch Berserker into any move besides Body Press at +1, get the damage, and use the red card to switch Zamazenta out and negate its defense boost. And then its Body Presses are a lot more manageable into everything else. Particularly Fran Drescher, the Talonflame. Fran Drescher should be able to clean up Zamazenta between Roosts and Flame Charges, which should, especially if we take out Hitmontop first, which I think we will. I think Hitmontop's going to come in on Nidoqueen. We're going to send in Swampert. Swampert has to dodge some crits here and there, but Swampert should always kill with 2 waterfalls, because the first waterfall will do a minimum of 37%, and then we will get put into Torrent range, and then that should put us at 57 minimum. So 57 plus 37, 94. At that point, we're baiting triple axles usually into Swampert. Berserker should be able to come in, fake out Chip, and we can go from there. Then the real scary thing is Doublade has Pursuit. So we want to be careful that whatever's left in on Doublade, which should be like the last thing baited out aside from Heracross possibly. Because Heracross isn't faster than a lot of our stuff. Look, it's a toss-up. It really is a toss-up what's going to go down here. But I can't just sit here on stream for 3 hours, like, planning a line on a fight this early in the game. If I don't have the box to get past it, I don't have the box to get past it. I think there's a lot of ways that this should be able to work. We have to get lucky, but we don't have to get insanely lucky. And that's really all I can ask. So without further ado, here's Brawly. I'm paranoid. Everybody's got a citrus berry, right? Red card, citrus, 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 citrus. Yeah, we want everyone to have citrus because there's going to be a lot of pivoting. All right, here we go. Oh my god, this is frightening. I don't know how many red cards we're going to get in this game. It's a consumable item, apparently, so when we use it, we've used it. So that sucks. But what are you going to do? Alright. Crobat. Close combat. Yep. No crit. We love to see that. And now, dual wing beat should always kill. -1 defense. Let's double check our math. Yeah. No crit again. Love to see it. There goes our citrus berry. Thank God. That first wing beat looked like a low roll. God damn. Palmot. Exactly what we want to see. Get in here, Nidoqueen. Scorching Sands. Okay, Drain Punch instead of Revival Blessing. That's honestly fucking really awesome to see. No one has a one-shot on this guy, but Scorching Sands does a lot of damage. Hopefully, either he doesn't use Revival Blessing and we take a little more damage and get the kill, or he does use Revival Blessing and we take no more damage. Both have, obviously... Okay, so there goes Revival Blessing. So Hariyama's back on the field. Zamazenta. That's interesting. I would have thought we would see Hitmontop first, but that is interesting. So Zamazenta at +1 defense even should, based on the calculator I'm looking at, always want to hit Smart Strike into Nidoqueen. It's time for the red card. Do not hit body press. Do not hit body press. Do not hit body press. Please, please, please. Yes. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So long, Zamazenta. Doublade is interesting. Honestly, I am really happy to see Doublade not in range of pursuit. That is actually huge. Okay, Sword Stance is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. Let's take a look at this. +2. Crawdaunt. Okay. We outspeed. And we're safe from any crit. Crunch is very likely to two-shot. It's not exactly guaranteed. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. $48. We die to Shadow Claw or Iron Head crit. We die to some Iron Head non-crits even. But that's if Crunch doesn't pick up the KO. I mean, we gotta send it. There's just... That's why he's here. Quincy, please, I want you to live. Oh my god. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Please, 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 please. Oh, 2 crits in a row. Well, we're faster... Every other Pokemon's faster. I think the play here is... Yeah, maybe Jamie Foxx. Everything is faster than this guy. Damn, dude. That really pisses me off. 2 crits in a row is just such a fucking joke. That's such a fucking joke. Okay. He's down 2 Pokemon. I guess, like I said, our whole team is faster than this guy. He doesn't have Shadow Sneak. He doesn't have any Prio moves. So I guess the question is, who do we want to bait in? And who do we feel confident that we can bait in? I don't know. Part of me is thinking... We send out Talonflame. We hit a Flame Charge, get our speed up. We can mitigate like agilities that he might want to do with Zamazenta. Dual Wing Beat goes pretty... Like, if he sends out Heracross now, we'd be baiting Rock Blast. We can send in Berserker and pivot into Crobat and get the kill after some fake out chip. I think we go for Talonflame. Talonflame's also one of our frailer Pokemon, so to not have to switch it in on something is kind of a little blessing in disguise. Although we did just lose our only dark type Pokemon. And I don't know that we're guaranteed another one. I think we'd have to get lucky. Okay, hit him on top. This is okay. It's the Pokemon I was least hoping to see, but it's fine. Swampert should be pretty safe into this thing, ultimately. Oh, a fake out? That's not gonna move the needle. Alright, let's look at these calcs. Yeah, we should basically always just hit Waterfall. Okay, and I think quick maths, we should be safe to any crit. Oh, the eject button, that's right. Okay, this is a safe switch into Fran Drescher. He's hitting Trailblaze. Almost certainly hitting Trailblaze. Yeah. It's time to start hitting flame charges. Body press is not nearly as threatening as it was before using our red card. Now, flame charge isn't going to hit that hard, but it is going to put him into a position, I think, where he's going to want to start doing speed control stuff, which keeps us safe from body press. So we should outspeed now. I'm going to hit... We're safe to any crit. I'm going to hit the flame charge again. God forbid we get a crit. You would think we would get crits half as often as they get crits. That has not been my experience. I don't know about y'all, but it definitely feels like they get way more than I do. Okay, he's at +2 speed. Citrus Berry goes off. That's big. We're at +2 speed. We should outspeed him again. Well, he's at +3 speed, actually. We're at +2. He's at +3. So he should be faster than us. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm reading this right, we are still safe from any crit. And Flame Charge, I think it looked, to me, that looks like we're in range to kill. Now, Gale Wings, the way it reads here is flying moves go first. Because the reason I'm bringing this up is because it almost looks like we should be in range. Sorry, give me a moment. Gale Wings. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was nerfed to make it so that it's only priority if it's full HP. So we just go for the Flame Charge. It does more damage. It's what we gotta go for. I hope we do. Oh, we are faster. Okay. Oh, man. Man. I hope we dodge the crit. Okay. I think it's worth it to go for a couple roosts. Because it definitely takes us out of crit range. And if we can get closer to full health, we can more effectively try to bait. What the fuck are you talking about? That should never... Oh, no. It got rid of our flying resistance. It got rid of our flying resistance. It got rid of our flying resistance. Oh, my fucking God. I should have just... Oh, my God. I can't believe... Oh, my fucking God. God damn it, dude. That sucks. Fucking shit. God, that sucks. Oh, God. That really pisses me off. I can't believe I didn't think about that. We're faster than this, right? Yeah, we're faster. We're not faster. We are so not faster. He has used agility. God damn it, Evan. Okay, he's gonna hit Smart Strike, probably. Wow, let's... Yeah. Okay. Crobat, you gotta do your job again. Please don't get crit. He's not at risk to a crit, but it helps. With Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch could be bad. Bullet Punch crit. Okay, we always live. These fucking crits, man. These fucking crits. We're gonna limp out of this gym. This thing wants to hit Fake Out, probably, but it could hit pretty much anything. Fake Out is its only way to like save itself from dual wing beat, and looks like kills 100% of the time. Yeah, it always kills. Actually, it only kills if it crits, but if it crits, it always kills. And obviously, we love to get crit. We just fucking love it, I guess. Fuck, I can't switch Jamie Foxx in. I think we might wipe. We might wipe. The only way that I see for us to not wipe is if I take this thing out with a dual wing beat. And then I max roll and take out the Heracross on the next turn. Because I can't... The idea... So I either have to sack something... Which, what am I sacking? I've got two ground types. My only two ground types right before Watson. And one of my only battle armor Pokemon. My only fake out user. One of my only steel types. Dodge fake out crit. I think that's what we have to try. Mach Punch. Well, that was pretty inconsequential. I didn't see that it had Mach Punch. I guess I can't fucking read. Here comes the big boy. This is a range. Yeah, it has Mach Punch. And we were always safe to Mach Punch crit. We could have died to fake out crit. Okay, well, that was lucky. Mega Heracross is a range. It's a big range, too. It's 92.7 low roll, 121.7 high roll. We are faster. They have no priority moves. Brick Break, Pin Missile, Rock Blast, Curse. Worst case scenario, if we die, if Crobat goes down here, yeah, Berserker guarantees himself the KO with Fake Out. Jamie Foxx, I hope you get the roll. In either event, thanks for making this gym possible. That's gotta do it. Oh, bro. Let's go, dude. Oh my god. That was simply not free. That was not free at all. Two Pokemon down. 5 deaths total. Seismic toss, sure. Well, we got a new level cap. We've got new horizons in front of us. New encounters coming our way soon. Could be a lot worse. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to heal my guys. Crawdaunt, Quincy Jones, RIP, thank you for your service. Fran Drescher, one of our very first catches and one of our goats, truly. Our best fire type, our best flying type besides Crobat. And yeah, a really tough loss, a really tough and avoidable loss. Like, I can't believe I forgot to calc for Roost, but you got to make that mistake someday. I shan't make it again. God, Roost does not recover. It just isn't recover. Damn. But we make it out with these 4, and to me, that's a big win. A big win. Like, I would say all of these are as useful long-term as Talonflame. Talonflame, you know, into Watson is our next gym leader, not particularly useful. Into Flannery, probably could have been helpful, but ultimately probably wouldn't be moving the needle all that much in the end. Talonflame versus Watson, not Watson, versus Norman, it's hard to say. Flannery, it's hard to say. Tate and Liza, hard to say. I can't imagine. It's a big, like, a bring at those points. Hopefully we have a lot more encounters and a lot higher quality Pokemon by those points. And then, you know, obviously it's not great into Juan. It's not great into, it's like neutral into Sydney, neutral into Phoebe. It's not great probably into Glacia. It's probably like a 50-50. It's not great into Drake, and then it's, you know, obviously not good into Wallace. It might be Steven the champion in this game. I don't actually know who the champion is in this game. I haven't looked that far ahead. I don't expect this to be the run. I'm going to play like it's the run, but I don't expect it to be. Ultimately, we've got 2 gym badges. And I would say that 5 losses with 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 14, 17. So 5 out of 22 could be a lot worse. And I would say that we've done a pretty good job of, like, picking which encounters, you know, like Scovillain, not the worst loss in the world. Masquerain, far from the worst loss in the world. Although it probably would have gone the fuck off in that Brawly fight. I haven't been able to bring myself to even look at what Masquerain could have done in that fight, but I imagine it could have been pretty fucking nasty, frankly. But that's, well, that's neither here nor there, and it's actually hard to say. It has the same quad resistance as Crobat. It's basically just worse Crobat with Intimidate. I don't know. Ribombee also probably wouldn't have been that good into, I'm just going to pull up. This I can see. If Ribombee could have one-shot Hariyama to start, that could have been big, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, even a perfect Ribombee, Modest, is not coming anywhere close to a one-shot on Hariyama, so we're fine. And we have a new fairy, so that's good. This is a hard loss. It was our only dark type, and it had some of the best IVs of any Pokemon that we've gotten in this entire game, quite frankly. But we'll have to live with it. And Talonflame is the one. Talonflame is the loss that I'm feeling the hardest. Even though I suspect that maybe Crawdon is the worst loss. But enough grief. It's time to move forward. And I've got the time today. This is going to be a long stream. So, hope you have fun watching whenever you watch. Next trainer. Yeah, it looks like we have people to fight on the beach. Now, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that this isn't like a gambit. And if it is, I'm gonna reset. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I just misclicked. I just misclicked myself out of the progress we just made. How do people handle that? I would say that the at that point you just go forward and cheese through the fight. Whatever happens, happens, and you just deal with the losses you already had. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be fully transparent. I practiced on Brawly a little bit, so you know I tested these. So we're just gonna real quick just cheese through this. Whatever consequences come. Wait a second. I don't think he has a red card on him in this, and we need to use that up. Tell me, if anybody that gives a shit about Nuzlocks or anything like that ever sees this, let me know how you would have handled this. I'm embarrassed that that's how that went down, but I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna cheese through this the best I know how, and we're gonna go forward with the understanding that the same Pokemon that died the first time die this time. I'm not giving myself a second chance. I feel like that is way cheaper ultimately. Like, I think it makes a lot less sense. This should be Trailblaze. Yeah. So, ooh. Let's get this fake out. Well, again, obviously it doesn't change anything. This should probably always hit Brick Break, and then Rock Blast. Fake out. Crobat. Oh, man. Well, whatever. Dueling Beat. Might die to Pursuit. Nope. See, this is what was supposed to happen the first time, is he didn't hit Swords Dance. We hit Crunch twice, and even when we don't get the range, we hit Aqua Jet. But that's not what happened. Nice. I mean, again, we're cheesing through. Regardless of what happens here, the guys that died are the guys that died. This is just for our... This is just to catch up. Well, we actually had less deaths. That's so funny. Okay. Okay. Embarrassing, but that's that. So what I'm gonna do is actually save. Attempt for post Brawly. And now let's make sure this is Quincy Jones. Muscle band. That's interesting. I didn't remember doing that. Whatever. Alright, so here's why I was talking about wanting to save. I want to make sure that this, I could probably, like, look it up, but I just want to make sure, like, there was that one place before going into Petalburg Woods where we were stuck in a gauntlet where we couldn't access our PC. All we could do is heal the team we already brought. I want to make sure that this beach isn't like that. So I just... Okay, we're good. What do we got here? Chilling water, that's good. Okay. Time to see if we go for an encounter here. So this is... Looks like Route 109 would be my guess. Yeah, we're in Route 109. So we can fish, or we can try to delay and surf. Surfing... I mean, actually, fishing looks just as good as surfing. You're basically guaranteed a horsey. Well, it's like a dragon. It's a dragon encounter. And if we surfed, if we delayed to surf, it expands the pool a little bit. But if we fish, we got a chance, an equal shot at a Dracovish or a Tatsugiri, and then a slightly bigger chance for a horsey. Any of which probably have some pretty decent utility. So here we go. We're just going to go ahead and fish. I'm not going to delay. Oh. Horsey. I get the feeling this is probably pretty good. That would be my guess. Oh, guys. There we go. My bad for not healing. Ooh, what letter are we on? Ooh. I know we did Quincy Jones, obviously. S. Crawdon was Quincy Jones. Who's our Granbull? Our Granbull. Play back the tape. Play it back. What's Granbull's name? Uma Thurman. Okay, and Granbull, I'm pretty confident is our most recent pickup, so I think we are on V. First actress that comes to my mind, Viola Davis. Welcome to the Resistance. Alright, time to play. Is this encounter any good? Featuring Horsey. Now, the one thing that seems kind of too bad about this is... Well, maybe they've changed the evolution method for Kingdra, because I'm thinking, like, probably not going to get Kingdra. Ironhead. Ooh, that's big. Yeah, over Metal Claw for sure. We're not getting any attack boosts. I mean, we can't even dodge crits. Acrobatics. I've never hit Super Fang with this Pokemon. And I have other Super Fang users. I also almost never hit Leech Life, but I do think it could come up. I just don't know how. Dark types. We've got... I want to keep Dual Wing Beat because it's just so clutch to be able to break through substitutes and whatnot. I really think Dual Wing Beat is, like, very good. Acrobatics. I'm going to get rid of Super Fang. That's what I'm going to do. Rock Slide. Over Crunch, maybe? I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. We're not a particularly fast Pokemon. So it seems like the flinch chances... I mean, 86 is not the worst speed stat in the world. Like, we've got decent speed. Like, we've got a good speed IV for a Nidoqueen. We don't really have any dark types. I think Crunch, we have a higher premium for Crunch. Flamethrower is going to be a no for me, dog. Our special attack is not it. Swampert, low kick. Yeah, I'll take it over. Well, Stomp. You got to think there's minimized Pokemon out there. Most of them are guys like Muck or like Chansey. Pokemon that I feel like... Ooh, I don't know. I'm going to say no to low kick. I'm going to keep Stomp. Surf. I'm going to keep Scald as well. Maybe I'm stupid. I'm open to that. But that's just how I'm going to live. Oh, nice. It will evolve. Sick. Oh, and I will definitely take Octazooka over Bubble Beam. Dragon Pulse. I mean, I've got 2 dragon moves. I'll get rid of the worst one. Kingdra, you're beautiful. And now let's check this thing's stats real quick. Sassy, Swift Swim instead of Sniper. That's fine. Yeah, with this, yeah, that's a fine nature, especially with the Swift Swim. And yeah, our special attack is better, as suspected. Let's see, do we get anything else? Ice Beam, big. Yeah, we'll keep Dragon Pulse. I like being able to paralyze, but whatever. Now let's put this sucker in the calculator. Kingdra. We're gonna have to update everyone's calculator, actually. So that's kind of exciting. Kingdra, level 53. She's a lady. Whoa. She's a girl dragon. Of course she's a girl dragon. All right, Sassy. She's a girl dragon. Of course you're a girl dragon. All right, she's Sassy. She's level 53. HP stat looks okay. No lower than 24. Attack stat looks pretty trash. Attack stat looks pretty bad. But that's not how I'm planning on using her. Yeah, attack IV as low as 1. Defense stat looks mid. But like regular mid. It's 16, no lower than 16. Special attack looks kind of good mid. Yeah, no lower than 21. Wait, no, hold on, I'm doing this wrong. No lower than 24 on the special attack stat. That's kind of good. Special defense stat seems like a regular level of mid as well. As low as 14. Pretty normal. And the speed stat actually looks pretty fucking good. It's not 31. It's not 30. It's not 29. It could be 28. Could be 27. Could be 20. Really? No lower than 27 on the speed IV. Okay, this thing's got pretty fucking cracked IVs. Good for us. Okay, and we got Dragon Pulse, Ice Beam, 100% accurate Octazooka, and a Focus Energy that does not go along with a crazy cracked Sniper ability, but that is okay. That is okay. Kingdra, you are valued. Okay. So, let's see what we're dealing with here. With this first fight, Miss Tuber Haley. Well, let's keep level capping and putting people into the calculator. I think that's the thing to do right now. Some of these Pokemon might get a little more usable as time goes on, I'm hoping, like better movesets in general, and we'll just have to see. But for now, let's just go on and level cap everybody. Ian McKellen, Air Slash, better than Air Cutter. That's a 1-for-1. Peter Dinklage, Rock Climb. Oh. That's kind of sick. I don't think it's like that in just any old game. I'm still... I still feel like Dragon Tail has, like, real potential. Night Slash, we got a premium on. We've got a couple of fighting guys. I don't think we need Revenge. Rock Climb, I think, is better. Crunch over Night Slash, huh? I think... What do I think? I think the defense chance... The defense drop chance is like 1 in 5. And the high critical hit ratio, I bet it's 1 in 8. I bet we just get the Night Slash crit rate. Yeah, 1 in 8. I'm going to go with Crunch. It's a little stronger, and we're more likely to get the defense drop than the crit. Wild Charge. Ooh, brother, you trying to get us in trouble? I mean, obviously it hits way harder, but to be so real, our guy here has a really bad attack stat for an Electivire. Now, that being the case, I feel like he's kind of more of a utility player with the Screech and the Thunderwave than an Electivire typically would be. I think we should keep low kick for coverage stuff. I mean, like, the situation could arise. And I just think, like, recoil, yeah, I don't know. If it was like Flare Blitz level, if it was like 120 damage, I think it would be easier to consider. I will take Body Slam over low kick, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. No, I changed my mind. I'm gonna keep low kick. Betty Davis, nothing. Gary Oldman Surf. Right. We're in this weird situation where, like, Avalanche can be really good. Our attack is good. Frost Breath obviously crits every time. We're slow. But you'd think you'd want to have a water move on the guy. Charm is so good. I've got another Charm user, but they don't have shell armor, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get rid of Avalanche. I was kind of on the fence about it in the first place. Liquidation, I'm gonna take over Surf. Because our attack stat is better than our special attack stat. And Liquidation goes really hard. And I don't have to worry about, like, playing around with, like, spread damage hitting my team and stuff. Smart Strike is probably a no-go for me. I mean, an attack that never misses. I just think Frost Breath, Ice Shard has such good synergy with each other. Liquidation is going to hit really hard. And again, Charm on a Shell Armor Pokemon is really good. I'm going to keep it. Earthquake. We're taking Earthquake. Yeah, over Rock Smash. Why not? Stone Edge. Are you 100% accurate? No, you're still... You could still miss. %85 accurate is 0% accurate 15% of the time. Not worth it. Not worth it. When I'm already having to dodge crits left and right and every other thing, it's just not the move. All right. Should be able to get... Okay, we're almost done with everybody. Just Barrascuda left. Steve, wait your turn. Alright, Deborah. Giga Drain, let's go! Superpower? That's interesting. I'll take it. I mean, it's a nuke. We've still got Mach Punch. It does about as much as Slow Sweep does because of our ability. Poison Jab over Barb Barrage. Powers up against poisoned foes. Let's check that math real quick. So let's see. You're badly poisoned. And Barb Barrage. Okay, not this Pokemon. You're badly poisoned. Barb Barrage does 95 to 114. Poison Jab does distinctly less. I will stick with Barb Barrage. Destiny Bond. What? I'm gonna sacrifice. I mean, we'd have to be faster. We'd have to be like so certain that like that's when we wanted to give up our Quillfish. Like obviously it's a really busted move. Like, and there are probably going to be opponents out there that like trading a Quillfish for could be worth it. But I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me to like plan, like to teach a Pokemon Explosion. Destiny Bond, I don't know, it just feels wrong. I'm sure I'm stupid. I'm sure I will regret that. Swaps change it? No. Body Press. Interesting. Is our defense better than our attack? It's not. Our attack is adamant, perfect IV attack, and our defense is a 2. IV, as low as 2. So, I don't think we're getting Iron Defense. Oh, do we get Iron Defense? Because if we get Iron Defense, then I really don't have an excuse to not take it. What is Mega's ability? Bulletproof? Mega Chestnut can have a hidden ability? Am I reading that right? That seems weird. Whatever. Do you get Iron Defense? That's the question right now. No. No, he doesn't. Can you learn it through TM somehow? Not seeing it. No. So this is a no. It's a no for us. Play rough. Let's go. Nice. 100% accurate. Let's go. Payback. I don't think we want to do that. Yeah, I'd say we're fine. Close combat. I will trade. Yeah, I'll trade counter for close combat. Yeah. All right, one last guy to level up, and then we'll start putting everybody into the calculator and double checking spreads and whatnot. I gotta do this in order to do the fights at any kind of reasonable pace. Waterfall for dive. Absolutely. Ice Fang? Or Throat Chop or Psychic Fangs? Ice Fang. Oh, it's kind of weirdly weak. I'm gonna say no to that. Yeah. Alright, well there we have it. So let's start updating our calculator. Let's start with Deborah Winger. Alright, so she's level 53 now. And the stats, okay, we've got a small tick down in defense and a small tick down in speed, but everything else remains the same. And now we have Giga Drain instead of Mega Drain. Export, import, done. Hitmonchan, level 53. Not a big jump in the level cap, to be so real. Oh, that moveset doesn't look right at all. Okay, HP is a little higher than we thought it could be. Appears to be, yeah, no lower than 21. Attack seems to be the same. Defense the same. Special Yeah, everything else appears to be the same. Let's double check this moveset. We've got Mach Punch, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, and Superpower. Let's go. All one word, Superpower. Superpower. Alright, that's it, Monchan. Next. Quillfish, same moveset. Level 53. We still might trade this for Hisuian Quillfish and do an Overquill thing someday. It could happen. Level 53 now. Ooh, we got a perfect HP IV on this young lady. Attack stat's a little better than we thought it could be too. That's good. Defense stays the same. Special attack, special defense stays the same. And our speed stat's a little better than we thought it could be. Excellent. Export, import. Alright, next up, we've got Russell Crowe the Xatu. We're level 53 now. HP, attack, the same. Defense is a little lower than we thought it could be. That's too bad. Special attack's a little higher than we thought it could be. That's good. Special defense is a little lower than we thought it could be. That's too bad. And speed is a little lower than we thought it would be. That is too bad. Moveset. Let's... I don't have any of the non-damaging moves in here, so I'm just going to handle that real quick. Just so I can look at it while I'm doing it. Wish. Tailwind. Lucky Chant. Lucky Chant has not been the busted, goated thing I was hoping it would be quite yet, but I'm happy to have it. When do we learn, like, some flying moves of worth? Air slash next level level cap. That's good. Cool. And Chestnut, let's get you out there. Export, import. All right, Chestnut, level 53 now. We've got same moveset. It's fine. It's a good moveset. HP, attack, defense, all the same. Special attack's a little better than we thought it could have been. Oh boy, special defense and speed the same. And then Barrascuda. Last but not least, level 53. HP's a little higher than we thought. Attack's the same, defense the same, special, and speed's a little higher than we thought. And we've got Waterfall instead of Dive now. I think that's the only change we made. Yeah. Export, import. Wonderful. All right, that should be everyone in the party, I think. Yeah. Kingdra, you're up. Well, I think Kingdra, we did already. Yeah. So now Swampert, level 53. And let's see here. HP is the same. Attack, defense, special, special. All stats are the same, and we kept the same moveset. Cool. Berserker. We got Iron Head now. I know that much. Level 53. And let's look at these IVs. HP, attack, defense, special. Everything's the same. Wonderful. All right. Crobat. Level 53. Got acrobatics instead of Super Fang now. That could be really nasty on a guy like this. That could be really, really crazy. Acrobatics could have taken some one-shots, I bet, on that last fight. Let's look at these IVs. HP, attack's a little higher than we thought. Defense, special attack's a little higher than we thought. No lower than 2. Special defense is a little lower than it could have been. still as high as 30, and speed stat is the same. Excellent. This thing's pretty good. This is a pretty good Crobat. Nidoqueen, level 53. 53. Alright. I think, did we teach you any new moves? Nope, same moves. Alright, HP, attacks a little higher than we thought. Defense is the same. Special attacks a little higher than we thought. That's something. We have Scorching Sand still, so. And speed is higher than we thought. Speed no lower than 30. That's awesome. Alright. Noivern, you have not impressed me yet. And your stats aren't even like bad for a Noivern. You've got like okay stats, so hopefully Air Slash helps you kind of level up a little bit. So we do have Air Slash instead of Air Cutter. I think that's the only move change. Yep. And then it probably doesn't help that you have a minus special attack nature. Damn it. Attack stats a little better than we thought. Whoop-de-doo. Defense stats a little worse than we thought. Special attack IV is a little better than we thought. That's something. Special defense and speed the same. Okay, who's next? Electivire. My girl Kate Hudson. Kept the same moveset. No, we kept the same moveset. Right. Attack's a little higher than we thought. That's good. As low as 2. Special attack's a little better than we thought. No lower than 24. Special defense is a little better than we thought. No lower than 29. And speed is a little better than we thought. No lower than 18. Okay. Who's next? I think we're nearing the end. Macargo. Now this Pokemon, I go back and forth on, because they were really helpful in the early game, but they've become a little less helpful, I feel. Ooh, that special attack stat's worse than we thought. Special defense is a little better than we thought. And speed's the same. And no moves. No move change. Yeah, Incinerate, Rapid Spin, Yawn, Recover. Export, import. We're surely nearing the end. Lapras, level 53. We got Liquidation instead of Avalanche now. Trying to say less. So I apologize for the uhs when they do come up. I do feel like it has made the rhythm of my speech a little more strange on today's stream. Maybe you've noticed. I certainly have. But I feel like I've got to train myself to not do it so much, because I'm listening back and trying to like edit different clips and stuff, and I'm hearing myself say a bunch, and it's not something I thought I would ever care about, but I do in fact not enjoy it. It is bumming me out how often I have been saying Lapras is more or less the same. Garganacl, level 53. Let's see what we got. Attack, defense, HP all the same. Special attack, special defense, and speed all the same. We've got a new move, though. That's right. We've got Earthquake. Big boy stuff. Grand Bowl. Play rough. That's an upgrade. And close combat. That's also pretty nasty. Let's be real. This thing doesn't have the best attack IV, but it also could be worse. So that's something. Let's take a look, see if there's any changes here. Level 53. HP, attack the same. Defense a little higher. Special defense a little higher as well. And speed a little higher as well. It's got a good speed stat for a Grand Bowl, which is kind of not super relevant. Strudagon. Level 53. HP, attack, defense, special attack, all the same. Special defense, a little higher than we thought. No lower than 22, and speed a little higher than we thought. No lower than 8. We've got new moves on this guy. I'm confident we do, right? Rock Climb, that's right. Rock Climb over Revenge. There it is. Export, import. This might be the last one. That is the last one. All right, thanks for bearing with me through that. Now we can actually calc this next team. So we've got Binding Band, Levitate. No, that's something else. They lead with Galarian Stunfisk, Snap Trap, Earthquake, Mimicry, Thunderwave, Stealth Rock, Galarian Stunfisk. So let's check out what the Chople Berry does. Lessen super effective fighting damage. Okay. Easy enough. And then Mimicry, I think, just changes them into the type of the terrain. Which, yeah, that's what it says. And I don't see the terrain coming up. Levitate, Swarm, Arena Trap. Yeah, I don't see a terrain setter taking place. So let's look at this. What about a good... You got a little bit worse special defense than defense. Let's turn crits on. A couple Octazookas tanks this. We're safe to 2 crits. We're faster, so we only get hit once. For at worst 49%. We throw on a Cherry Berry to get around that Thunder Wave. And hell, if he's just trying to set up Stealth Rocks, we should be able to get around that just fine. So I would imagine at that point, we usually, I think, bait out the fastest Pokemon on the team if you don't have something that's like super effective. Final Gambit doesn't seem that threatening. Dragon Pulse actually does pretty good into this thing. So if it comes in and we have taken an Earthquake crit, we're safe to any other crit. We can get off 1 Dragon Pulse. And then... let's see here. Oh, it's got Arena Trap. It's got Arena Trap and it's fast. If it sets up Stealth Rocks, right? We get off 2 Octazookas, we take out Stunfisk, no problem. If it hits a Thunder Wave, we get off 2 Octazookas, we're in no damage. We can always kill Wugtrio with 2 Dragon Pulses. If we get hit with an Earthquake for max damage, then let's see. Does that always bait Earthquake? Do we think who do we feel is the safest into this Wugtrio? It's not Electivire. Tell you that. This guy's defense really fucking sucks. It's really bad. What does Lapras look like into this guy? Not awesome, but not terrible. Arboliva? Arboliva one-shots in, with Giga Drain. Is this an Arboliva match? Octazooka low roll is 63.5 on Stunfisk. Arboliva Giga Drain low roll 37.6. So we always get the kill. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We're going with Kingdra, Octazooka. If we get Snap Trapped, that's the other thing that could happen. I know Snap Trap traps you on the field, but does it do like chip damage, like Wrap? Yeah, it does. Okay. So That could be a problem. Snap Trap, we get trapped on the field. 27 with chip. Let's say it's 12.5% chip. Let's say it's like an eighth of damage. So 39.5 before we take the KO. Then we've got to get 2 Dragon Pulses off. 39.5 plus 38.7. I mean, they'd have to like high roll crit foul play twice and high roll crit Snap Trap to make this not work, it appears. I think that's fine. I think Kingdra's the move. And that if it does use like Thunder Wave on us, because I don't want to put a Cherry Berry on, then we can do the thing where I wanted to switch to Arboliva and take the KO like that way. We've got Levitate, Binding Band, Snap Trap, Carnivine. Why do I get the feeling that Talonflame would have just devoured this thing? I think we want to go... It's got Stun Spore and Sleep Powder. Ooh, that's interesting. So, if we have a Lumberry on Crobat, Acrobatics never kills. Well, it would just take it from a 2-shot to a 1-shot. So we go with the Lumberry so that if we switch in on a Stun Spore or a Sleep Powder, we can always heal up. And yeah, that's the way to do that for sure. So we'll put a Lumberry on Crobat for Carnivine. Seems like an easy answer. And then... yeah, Crobat shits all over this Mothim as well. Dual Wing Beat always kills, so we don't even have to worry about the Focus Sash that it's holding. Even with a Quiver Dance. Let's see. Crit. Yeah, even with a Quiver Dance, no crit kills. It also has Sleep Powder, but again, like... I don't know. There's a chance we'd never come in on Crit Powder. It does on. Well, let's look at this. Ice Shard does crazy damage into this thing. Frost Breath always kills it. I mean, but that's before a special defense increase, which is ignored by the crit. So, I think this is not a very complicated fight. It doesn't appear to be. It like they have some tricks up their sleeves, certainly, but it doesn't appear to be that threatening of a situation. Crobat. Lumberry on the Crobat. I'll do Chesto Berry on the Lapras because the Sleep Powder is the thing that actually threatens me from Mothim here. And then we should probably take this out as well as this. I don't think either of those are particularly good into this. We could be hitting Intimidates. Who's protected from... Ooh, this has Magic Bounce. So we can use this on powder moves maybe if we're smart with it. And then maybe Noivern actually does something in this fight. What do you think, Noivern? Does that sound fun to actually be useful at all? Air Slash does okay into Carnivine. It's good into Mothim. Yeah, okay, so we'll do that. We'll do Lumberry. No, we don't want to do Lumberry on both. We'll do Lumberry on Crobat still. And then Chesto Berries on Noivern and Gary Oldman. And then, just to keep things cool, we'll go Miracle Seed on Deborah Winger. And I think that we are good to go. Do you have... Yes! Oh, that rules, actually. Soft Sand before... Getting Soft Sand before the next gym is great. Electric gym. Let's go. Okay. Tuber Haley. Stunfisk. Oh, I fully meant to put a Cherry Berry on this. Well, hopefully it doesn't hit Thunderwave. Or it misses. Stealth Rock. Not too worried about Stealth Rock. I probably should have thought about it, but the calcs still are what they are. These Pokemon really don't have any way of hitting us too hard. This should be Wugtrio. Yeah, like I thought, and then that's a 2-shot guarantee with Dragon Pulse. Foul Play is a max crit roll of like 30-something. It would have to hit 3 times. Oh, look at us go. Oh my god. Viola, you're nasty with it. Okay. Carnivine. I kind of want to see where we're at with this, if we even have to switch. Kingdra at 83. Because if we can just Ice Beam this thing, that would be convenient, certainly. It's guaranteed 2-shot with Ice Beam. It might want to Sleep Powder us. If it Snap Traps us, we're faster than it. So if it gets us stuck on the field, we can always Ice Beam twice. If it powders us, then we can switch. So let's go for the Ice Beam. We're safe to go for the Ice Beam, it seems. 54%. Well, Snap Trap crit. Nah, if Snap Trap crit high rolls, we're screwed. So we should switch. It's kind of up in the air what it's gonna do here, but again, if it does a powder move, then Crobat will kill with Acrobatics. Snap Trap barely hurts us. So we're going to go for dual Wing Beat here. Because it has a chance to kill over Cross Poison. Or Acrobatics, certainly, with our Lumberry. Okay, maybe do a powder? Sleep Powder? Yes! Okay. Well, I mean, that doesn't really change anything. We have a Lumberry. We're faster. It's fine. We'll kill. Snap Trap will do a little more here. It doesn't have any priority moves or anything. We're always good to just kill it. Okay. Now you crit. And now it's Motham. Do believe there's no priority. They have a Focus Sash. Dual Wing Beat always kills and breaks Sash. Pleasure doing business with you, Tuber Haley. No. That was the whole thing, is I wanted to see that it was... And it wasn't. God damn it, dude. This is a gauntlet of how many trainers? No. Come on. This is a 6-trainer gauntlet that I didn't plan for at all in that way. I don't think that's, like... That was the whole point. That was the whole point. That was the whole point of me saving. Because I am checking. I'm not trying to... No. I don't have that in me. No. No. Look. You can be mad at me for taking a mulligan if you want. No one's watching. But when somebody does watch this and sees me take that mulligan, I just want to be abundantly clear the whole point of me checking ahead of time. Because if I looked hard enough, I would have known it was a gauntlet. It's a fucking 6-trainer gauntlet of not being able to switch out my Pokemon. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I planned explicitly for that one fight. So, I'm doing this. I'm going to update my calculator. We're going to start again on the next stream. Like, you can be mad if you want, but you understand the whole reason I did the fucking thing I did. Came here, saved to make sure it's not a gauntlet of some kind. Like, what does he even do? Do you soft lock if you poke a writer out of here? You thought I was supposed to deliver the Devon goods? That's not Rustboro City shit, is it? Man, I'm like sweating. I feel like flushed and weird and embarrassed. Experience share, useless to us. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it for today. For today's stream. We beat Brawly, we lost a few friends, and we found out that this next part of the game is a gauntlet. Like, look, what I'll say is that... Oh no, do I have to recatch a Kingdra? Oh no, yeah I do, don't I? Fucking god damn it. God damn it. We're doing a mulligan. It's the one mulligan. It's too late not to do it, and I'm not going to invalidate this run. You know what I mean? Like, I've invested a lot of time and energy into this run, so I'm going to catch a different horsey, and whatever stats we roll is what we roll. I'll make sure we have the same ability at least. But if anything, I'm probably fucking myself over because the horsey we got had really good IVs. So I'll fish up a different horsey off stream. I'll update the calculator again off stream. Level cap everybody off stream. And we'll get back to this probably Tuesday. Tuesday night. Maybe earlier than that, but probably Tuesday night. We'll try to get through this gauntlet here and see what happens. But thanks for so much for watching whenever you watch. Weird stream, weird day. I feel strange about it, but ultimately, I explicitly said that I'm not going to continue to the stream if this is a gauntlet. Came here, checked to see if it was a gauntlet, and not until after I fought the first trainer was I able to see that it was. I'm just not willing to throw away this amount of work over one battle and one encounter being scuffed and having to get re-rolled. I'm just not. And if that's a deal breaker for you, theoretical viewers in the future, that's fine. I'm not trying to set any records. I'm not trying to join some list of people who beat this game to the exacting standards of the Nuzlocking community. I'm just trying to play on my stream, and I have a limited amount of time to do that. And so, like I said, I'm not going to throw away that amount of investment over something that I explicitly said out loud, hey, I'm going to end the stream if this is a gauntlet. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to look at all these trainers and try to think of it off stream. I don't want you to just watch me sitting here squinting at the computer for hours. And yeah, Tuesday night we'll come back and we'll try to get through this. So thanks everybody. Goodbye.